You've been with us for a long time already. I found you in the gutters around 18 years ago today. Do you know what that means? It means you're legal. You can have sex with whoever you want now. Get out there, boy! Hi guys, I just want to take a second to thank all my patrons here who have donated to me. No matter how much they've donated to me, it really means a lot to me. And if you guys want, you can check out my Patreon and help support me continue to make yaoi videos. Thanks guys. Let's just start. Let's do this. The birth of a child heralds many things. Change, adaptation, confusion, but most importantly what? The judgment. A newly born child's first destination isn't its mother's arms, but the embrace of another. The divine speaker, the person tasked with determining a child's destiny from the day they're born till the day they die. This destiny is determined by lottery. What? That's fucked. The speaker's hand, guided by the forces above, always chooses the correct fate for the correct child. This judgment guides them on the path to eventually becoming the person they were always destined to be. I really love the character designs in this game. I already want the red-haired guy. Did you see him from the thumbnail? I already want him. And you know who voices the white-haired guy? I'm pretty sure it's Kiba Walker. He's just voicing so many characters. Yeah, and apparently this opening here, well, obviously, this is a beta demo, so I don't think it's gonna look this way in the final game. And yes, we can bone him, Lizzie. But this is just their rough sketch of what the opening's gonna look like. Yeah, it is badass. It's gonna be even better when it's finished. Okay. I'm pretty sure, I think this game has full voice acting, but some of the characters haven't been voiced yet. I think that's how it is. I'm not sure though, but I think that's what it is. So I'll just voice this little toddler. Rain, could we pretty please go play outside? We promised to be back before it gets dark. I quickly glanced over in the matron's direction, and she gave me a short nod. I didn't really have the authority to tell them what they could do, but that never stopped them from coming to ask me. They knew I could never say no to them.
All right, but make sure to be back before sundown. And don't go anywhere close to the forest, okay?
Are their voices a little low? Their voices sound a little bit low. How do I open up the settings? Okay, so I don't even see a voice bar. Yay, thank you, Rain. We promise we won't. Is that how you even pronounce it? Rain? Ryan? I don't know. But why aren't we ever allowed to play there? Can we go there when we're adults?
No, you can't.
There's a lot of unprotected sex there. It's a dangerous place. But why? That's not fair. I let out a sigh, but felt a smile rising to my face. I couldn't help chuckling at their curiosity. They would ask the same question every time they wanted to go out and play.
Come over here and I'll explain it to you.
I went over to the table at the far end of the hall. The top was littered with paper, children's books, and pencils. Buried among them was a map.
Look closely at this map while I explain. Our home, Aurelia Cavella, is surrounded on all sides by the forest. The forest is full of bad guys and dangerous animals. Do you know why?
Because the divine beings don't protect the outside land?
That's right. The beings above protect us while we are inside Aurelia Cavella. But that protection doesn't extend outside of our land. No one can survive out there. That's why everyone lives here, where we can be safe and happy. I know it might seem unfair now, but you'll understand when you're older that we're just trying to protect you. There's just nothing out there to find. The forest goes on infinitely, with us right at the center.
Everyone in the entire world lives here? I guess some people might find it annoying to answer the same question. To be honest, I'm kind of sick of these fucking brats. I wish I didn't have to take care of them, but I have to keep answering these same questions every day. When I was their age, I asked exactly the same questions to the older kids.
That's right. That's the way it's always been.
But what's this place over there? Azoros. He pointed to a place to the north of the city with the name Azuros written underneath it on the map.
Ah, Azeros? I don't really know much about it, but once you get old, and not old like me, I mean ancient, the divine beings in the speaker rewards you for your lifetime of serving them. All the elders go to live there alone in peace and relaxation. I hear it's pretty luxurious, but I've never been there. You can only go when you're called upon.
The kids looked up at me, obviously interested in hearing more. There just wasn't much more to say. No one really knew what it was like there. The speaker tells us about luxuries of Azoros, and it makes us work all the more harder to one day get in there. That's all we know about it. Oh, this sounds like some dystopian shit.
Now go out and play before the sun starts setting.
They both scurried off the door, running and screaming the whole way. They're so cute, like a little brother and sister. Yeah, I think they're orphans or something. I don't think they're really brothers and sisters. In actuality, though, I have no real family. I was dumped on the side of the road the day I was born. I don't really think about it much, though. I was a little dumpster baby. I never knew my parents, and the family I have here are more amazing than words, so it's hard to be angry about it. Okay, matron isn't voiced either. You need to break out my old lady voice. Rain, may I speak with you for a moment? So bad. I looked up towards that voice. The matron's a tough woman, but good at what she does. She's looked after me my entire life, along with dozens of other children. She's like a parent to all of us.
Of course, ma'am. What do you need? I hope it was okay to let the children out to play for the day.
No, it's nothing about that. I'd just like to have a chat. You've been with us for a long time already. I found you in the gutters around 18 years ago today. Do you know what that means? It means you're legal. You can have sex with whoever you want now. Get out there, boy! I think I knew what she was getting at. It's true. I should be coming of age about now. So she probably thinks it's about time for me to be moving on.
Yes, it has been a long time. If you give me a few days, I'll say goodbye to the children and start packing up.
Yes, Haruka, that is an old lady voice. I'm sorry. My old lady voice isn't as good as yours. I'm very sorry. What? I think you misunderstand. She reached into her pocket and pulled out a small envelope. This is for you. Happy birthday. Go and get yourself something nice. She smiled at me, bright and warm, but it quickly changed to a scowl. Also, don't think you're getting out of here anytime soon. I'd go out of my mind answering those questions every day. Oh shit, everyone hates those brats. Last time those brats talked to me, I wanted to strangle them. You can't let me near them. She pushed the envelope into my hands and walked away, brusque as ever. I guess I can buy a hooker or two with this money. Thanks, G-Ma.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I'll head out and pick up the groceries you asked me to get earlier then. Be back soon.
I pushed the old, heavy wooden door open and stepped outside into the sunlight. The sun was high up in the sky, but a nice breeze soared through the city. It was a beautiful day. But I couldn't help but notice that the flowers were in full bloom yesterday were already wilting. Maybe no one watered them this morning.
Anyway,
I guess that must mean today is my birthday. I knew it was coming up sometime soon, but it's never really been a big event in my life. Usually it passes without me realizing. I looked closely at the envelope in my hands. This is the first time I've ever been given a birthday present. I almost don't want to open it. It's kind of scary getting given something out of nowhere, huh? Just like an STI, curiosity was the beginning to get the better of me.
okay. 3, 2, 1, go!
I tore the seal open in one fell swoop.
Oh my. By the gods.
Hey, what do you mean, Pedro? What do you mean, what did I do with my hair? What are you saying? What are you saying about my hair? Inside was 10 marks, which was more money than I had in my entire life, and a letter addressed to me. 10 marks? What is that? That sounds like less than an hour of minimum wage.
Let's see. Dear Rain.
Dear Rain, happy birthday, my dear. I'm sorry we couldn't afford much to give you, but I hope it's enough for you to get something you like. The kids have been saving up just for you. From the day I found you... Wait, so is this the children's money? So she took the children's money? Okay, that sounds a little messed up. From the day I found you, I've always thought of you as a son. Now that you're of age, it won't be long until you'll be matched up yourself and have your own children. What? No! But I'm not straight. I can't do this. Until that day, please stay with us at the orphanage. Both the children and I would be lost without you. I'm sure if your parents saw you now, they would be proud of you, just like I am. Yours, Matron Arala. I just can't believe I'm really gonna have to get married to a woman. I couldn't stop myself. My eyes welled up instantly and overflowed all over the letter.
Thank you.
The family I have at the orphanage is more than I could ever ask for. They all saved up their money just for me, so I can't let them down. I'll have to buy something amazing to share with them. So not a hooker? God damn it. Couldn't even afford one with 10 marks anyway. Fucking lazy brats. With determination, I started on the way to the marketplace. The markets were just past the town square, on the west side of Aurelia Cavella. The town square was where the new children came for their judgments, and where the speaker made his proclamations.
The beings above sing praise for the contributions you have given to our humble home.
Ooh, who's this?
Likewise, they implore you to continue giving your lives over to them, for they provide you with protection from the evils lurking inside the forest.
Huh. Looks like the divine speaker is declaring something right now.
He was dressed head to toe in white and gold, the definition of elegance in his ceremonial gowns. His long, silvery white hair reached down his back neatly. Okay, so I guess not all of his lines are voiced yet? I understand your frustrations about our failed crops, but do not worry yourselves for the being... Wait, is this what he just said? Am I repeating this? Am I crazy? Wait.
Huh.
I think that's literally what he just said.
The beings above sing likewise, they...
Is it? I think it was. Yes, Lord Speaker! Before I knew it, I was already in the crowd chanting along with the other residents. The eloquent and beautiful way he spoke was almost hypnotizing.
Yes, Lord Speaker.
He's the most highly respected person in Aurelia Cavella, second only to the gods. The whole time he spoke, the crowd stood mesmerized. I was so immersed I didn't even notice he was already nearly finished.
In due time, all of you shall be rewarded with the freedom that Azeros brings. With this in mind, I hope you will continue your offerings and duties. Thank you.
Applause exploded from the crowd as he finished his speech. Smiling, he waved and cast his eyes around the crowd. I waved and cheered along with the crowd before his eyes met mine. Okay, little break time. What are you guys thinking about the divine speaker? What do you guys want to do to him? He has really luscious lips. Look at those lips. Oh my gosh. You could eat those things. You could fry them up and just eat them. You guys think this is the one we should go with? We should go with the divine speaker? We don't even know anyone else yet. Should we just go with him? I don't know. He's looking pretty good, but I'm still after that red-haired boy. I waved and cheered along with the crowd before his eyes met mine. Almost instantly, a shock ran through my body. It was like he was fucking me with his eyes. I could feel him on my anus. It was so intense. The shock changed to heat, and the heat changed to burning. Before I knew it, I crumpled to the ground, gasping for air, but it felt like my lungs were on fire. Every breath burnt my insides even more. Everyone around was watching me, but worst of all were his eyes. The speakers. I could still feel his eyes boring into me. It's like he could see everything. I need to escape them. Now. I forced myself back to my feet, ran as fast as I could, and ducked to a nearby alleyway. Well, shit. He really was sending sexual energies to us, just like... This is like Trusted Incubus or something. He's making Rain want to fuck him. I could feel the world around me getting darker, blurrier. I fell to the ground in a fetal position, sobbing. Abruptly, the pain started to move. It concentrated itself into my left arm, with the force of all my previous pain put together.
Anyone, please.
If anyone could please suck me off right now. I'm really horny because of the divine speaker. Anyone. I have 10 marks. I shuddered, clutching my arm and enduring the scalding pain before my vision went black. Oh, who's this? You must protect. Awaken. Destiny. Judgment. I blinked a few times, trying to work out where I was. The darkness that surrounded my vision wore off slowly as I sat up.
That's right. I was in the town square, listening to the speaker, and then...
Wait, did I collapse here? I looked down all over my body. The pain was completely gone.
Huh? What? What is this?
When I looked over my body, I noticed something that hadn't been there before. Some kind of strange markings are running down my arm. It's not a language I had ever seen before. My first instinct was to try and scratch them off, but it was like it was branded onto my skin. It wasn't going anywhere.
I have to get back to the orphanage. They won't know where I am.
When I left, the sun was still high in the sky, but now it's already night. How long had I been out? He is such a twink, too. He's such a feminine twink. Look at him. Isn't he such a feminine twink? Like, I don't know, especially his eyes. They just look so womanly. I stood up slowly, holding onto the wall for balance. The burning sensation was gone, and all I was left with was a sore body, probably from laying on the ground for so long.
Where am I? I guess I'll head back the way I came.
We all know you stan twinks, Lindsay. We all know. And you also stan girl, you also stan big old hairy men. You're really diverse. Through the thick darkness, I followed the alleyway back the way I came. After a little searching, I somehow found the way back to the town square. A few people buzzed about doing last-minute shopping or helping to clean. I clutched my branded arm close to my chest, making sure to keep it out of view. I don't know what they'd do if they saw it. I don't even know what it is. I couldn't help glancing around nervously, like some kind of thief that's always on edge. That's why I didn't notice when I ran headlong into someone and got knocked off my feet.
Ouch!
I like how he vibrated. I looked up at the person standing over me. He was a tall, lean man, probably in his 20s, with dark red hair that reached down his back. Ooh, is this Best Boy? Ooh.
I'm so sorry.
He stood there for a moment, just watching me. His gaze made me nervous. It was like a snake sizing up his prey. That's when I noticed it wasn't me he was staring at, but the markings that ran up the inside of my arm. How is he even seeing them? I don't understand. How is he seeing the markings on Rain's arm if he's... Look at these sleeves. How is he seeing those things? How is he seeing them? I don't understand. But fine. I instinctively clutched my arm to my chest.
Is this where you usually spend your time bumping into people, or do you have a few favorite spots?
Although his voice just... It feels a little bit off. It feels a little bit off from what I see here. I don't know. Just doesn't seem to quite fit.
What? No. I don't usually bump...
Oh, I guess this is a privilege then. I feel lucky.
My mouth just kind of hung open. I've never met someone so rude before.
I'm very sorry for running into you. I was just trying to get home quickly, too.
To hide whatever that is on your arm?
Again, all I could do was look at him in shock. We stared at each other for a moment before he held his hand out to me.
Let me help you up. If you stay down there long enough, people will start to think you're part of the scenery.
So, you guys are you guys liking him as much as I am? Do you guys already like him better than Divine Speaker? I think I do. I love his red hair. I have a thing for red hair. I love it. Like, I just love it in, like, anime and manga or whatever. I love red hair. I just, Take his hand. Stand up yourself. I'll take your hand. Embrace me. I hesitated for a split second before grabbing his hand gently. He pulled me up to my feet, and I could finally see how tall he was. God, look at his blushing woman face. Literally, just give him long hair, and he's a woman. You won't be able to tell that he's a man.
Thank you.
Just try not to make a habit of looking so sketchy. Who knows what kind of people you'll attract?
The smirk on his face when he said that was unnerving. I think it's time to leave.
Of course. I should really be heading off now. I'm late. Again, I'm very sorry for the commotion I caused.
I quickly turned to leave. I've wasted too much time here, and this guy was kind of scaring me.
Wait a second. I know something about the markings on your arm.
I whirled around to face him again, faster than I've ever moved before.
You do?
Whoops.
I mean, you do? What do you know about it?
I know the speaker keeps tomes written with the same markings in his personal archive. He's actually allowing visitors, but tonight only. Too bad you seem so busy. This might be the last time it's ever open to the public. Anyway, good night.
He turned around and slipped off into the shadows. I was left with his words just hanging in the air.
I guess one more slight detour wouldn't hurt. I'm already late as it is.
I bit my lip. There's no way I could miss this chance if it's the only way I'll ever find out what these markings mean. Determined, I head off in the direction of the speaker's archives. It took a while to walk across the town to the speaker's combined residence and church. Every time I see it, I can't help but be impressed. This is the first time I've ever heard of anyone being allowed into his personal archives. I think even the Lord has restricted access. Okay. Maybe this is my lucky day after all. I walked up to the door and knocked lightly.
Hello? Speaker?
When I knocked, the door swung open. It was already unlocked, and I could see the light from the inside.
I guess he's probably already in there, showing the archives to other people. Excuse me.
Oh my god, I hope so, Lindsay. Yeah, in exchange for the speaker's help, we're gonna have to bend over for him. God, I hope. I opened the door further and followed a corridor down to another door that was slightly ajar. When I entered the room, I almost toppled over in astonishment for what would have been the third time I fell today. Bookshelves lined the walls, going up to the ceiling. Tomes and documents littered every surface, and the hazy light the candles flicked all over everything only furthered my amazement. It was beautiful. Never in my life have I seen this many books. I walked in further, feeling the spines with my fingers. That just sounds creepy. And smelling the ugh! Ew! This is creepy and gross. Ew! Feeling the spines with my fingers and smelling the musty scent of the room. What am I describing? Is this a sex parlor? Ugh. Various books littered the tabletop in the center of the room. I walked closer to them. I read some of the titles: A Brief History, Sid Kaiham, Bloodlines. There were thousands of books here I would love to read. It's those stinky books. It's too bad he's only allowing visitors today. I picked up the first book, A Brief History. I flicked through it, slowly reading a few sentences off each page. It looked like some of the pages were missing. It would jump from talking about the palace being built to the animals that inhabit our land naturally.
Let's see. Foundation? The kingdom of Aurelia Cavella was founded by Prince Shion on the second eve of Augustus.
I've never heard of who first founded our kingdom. This book must be really old if it's talking about that. I put the first book back in its place and moved on to Sid Kaiham. Well, I tried to, but every page was covered in black ink, making it unreadable. We all know what those pages are really covered with. It's fucking cum. It looks like someone had a bit of an accident with this one, and an inkwell. Bloodlines looked like less of an official book and more like a notebook, but I was interested anyway. I opened it to the middle. It looked like kind of like a birth record, maybe of a high-class bloodline? On this page, the bloodline started with King Shion of Sid Kaiham, 10XX, and moved down to more recent times. It ended with Prince Caspian.
I keep reading about this Sid Kaiham. I wonder what it means.
Oops. Prince Shion was the founder of our kingdom, right? That must mean this is the royal bloodline. But why does it only start 300 years ago? Aurelia Cavella has always been here for thousands of years. There must be a mistake here, surely. People had to live somewhere before then, and everyone knows there isn't anywhere inhabitable outside of our protected lands. There's only here and the forest. I flicked the page over to the next one. This page was entirely in a language I've never read before. When I looked at the markings on my arm, I could tell some of the characters matched. It still resembled the layout of the page before it, so I guess it's also some kind of list of names.
It looks like the last person added to this list was 19 years ago.
Hi, Kuro Anime. What do you mean you want to understand everything? What are you talking about? So absorbed in trying to work out what that meant, I didn't hear the sound of someone opening the door behind me.
Well, well, well. An intruder in my archives?
Oh god, it's the Divine Speaker, everyone. Is he gonna press us up against these stinky book spines and touch us, have his way with us? I whipped around to face the voice. It was none other than the speaker himself. I'd never seen him up so close. Him up so close. I hid the book instinctively inside of my cloak. What?
Speaker.
Why? Why did we just hide it in there like we're trying to steal the damn thing? I dropped to one knee in front of him out of respect. On one knee, that just makes it a lot easier when I have to perform my duty.
Thank you so much for having the archives open today. I've never seen so many books.
Excuse me? Having the archives open?
I guess Red Hair was just fucking lying to us. Are we gonna get fucking thrown in prison? Or maybe our punishment will be a good fucking. He looked at me with visible confusion on his face.
That's right. The man in the town square. He told me.
Wait, what? He definitely told me it was open to all today, right? The speaker looked as if he knew nothing about it. You literally just referred to him as the man in the town square. Did we even learn his name? I don't even remember. You don't even know anything about this guy. Why did you trust him?
I'm not sure who told you what, but my archives are off limits to all but myself.
Behind him, I could see guards appearing from every direction. Well, where the hell were they a minute ago? If this archive is really off limits, why wasn't there even one guard outside? God.
Trespassing in a restricted zone is an act of treachery. The only punishment fit for someone betraying their own home is death.
Oh shit. Death by anal? I could feel my stomach drop when he said that. Death. Nearly nobody received the death sentence here. It was used only for the highest acts of treason or murder, which we basically never had.
No, wait, but please, I'm not betraying. I just wanted to read.
I don't know what your intentions were coming here, but I must act in the best interest of both our residents and the gods. Guards, take him.
Who's this? No, wait there just a minute, speaker. I could see someone pushing through all the guards, making their way to the front of the crowd. It was our lord, who works with the speaker to uphold our lands. We're not equipped to suddenly have a public execution, Sir Speaker. We haven't needed one in years. In this case, I think it would be best to exile him. Being out there in the forest is a death sentence anyway. My heart dropped even further. I thought he had come to my rescue, but what he had suggested was worse than death. No one in my lifetime had ever been exiled. The things you would endure out there would be much nastier than the quick hanging you would get here.
Please, I didn't mean.
Silence.
Ooh, I like how he says it. I could just imagine him saying that to us in the bedroom. He stood in front of me, his icy eyes digging into my soul. I couldn't help but think about earlier in the town square when our eyes met. I flinched away from his gaze.
Perhaps you're right. Why dirty our own land with the blood of a criminal when we can let nature take care of it for us? Guards, take his arms. I'll escort him to the forest's edge.
Ah, you assholes. Both my arms were seized by the burly guards. There was no hope of escaping. All I could do was follow behind the speaker, being pushed off from behind the whole way. I hung my head in shame as I was paraded through the town. I could see the faces peering at me from the windows everywhere I went. Why is everyone looking out their windows at me? Did they sound a bell? Like, I don't think anyone should be informed about this. It just happened right now. All I could do was look down at the ground. Who could blame them? I would watch too.
Release him. You may go. I will handle this from here.
Ooh. What are you gonna do when all the guards are gone? Gonna teach me a lesson? The two guards saluted before marching off back to town. Once we couldn't see their backs anymore, he spoke.
I don't know why you would do what you did. Nevertheless, you must now live with the consequences. This might seem unfair. It would be best for you to learn just how unfair this world can be, though.
Now, don't look sad with your eyes, Mr. Speaker. You don't give a shit. I looked up to his face. I couldn't tell what he was thinking at all, but I was mesmerized. He reached out and lightly caressed my chin with his fingertips. Ooh, yes. Up close, his long eyelashes trembled in the wind, and he looked almost ethereal, like he himself was one of the beings above.
You look just like your father did.
Ugh. Did you fuck my father? Apparently he knows our dad, I guess, and he's still exiling us? What an asshole. At that, he released my face and turned to leave.
Run. Run and don't look back. Just like he did.
What, did Rain not even hear that? Because he doesn't know who his father is, so you think he would ask.